Welcome to the Unofficial Controller Podcast, your weekly gaming podcast, episode numbered by my count, and I have been around, so don't hold me, don't get guilty. All the people who like to count the numbers, don't go crazy, but I think it's number 282. With me, George, and this week, joined by the beautiful yet illustrious Scott, who's switcheroo to my downstairs Lou. Sir, how...
Do you know what, George? You've been off a long time from the show, and from normal functioning show. Obviously, he was on last week doing the timeless special with Mags, but you haven't missed a beat. You've come back. I thought, how is he going to be? Is he going to be rusty? Is he going to pull it in one-liners? Is he going to make me laugh? How long is it going to take until I burst? And there he goes. 2 seconds in. I need to see. Have you wrote that down? Is that general freestyle? That's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, well, as we were talking earlier, I literally wrote that down. I thought, what's the easy to switch, and what am I compared to that? Well, if he's a switcheroo, I'm a downstairs Lou.
I love it. We've got our George back. That's all we wanted. Welcome back, George. Welcome back.
Well, mate, thank you very much, and I'm glad to be back. And I just want to say to everybody, thank you for your patience. Not that you needed it, because you've had the host with the most while I've not been around. In fact, some could argue the quality of this show went up. Well, I'm back, so we've plumbed new depths. There's somewhere below absolute zero. I know there is. There has to be, and that's what we're here to. Well, I'm here to find, obviously. But I got married, honeymoon. It went really well. So thank you to everyone for the support, and obviously to the guys for helping out, and for you guys for your patience for listening. While things were maybe a little bit different, maybe better. Let's face it. There was a general uptick in quality. I saw it. I listened. I knew. But yeah, I'm back now. So yeah, not looking good for you guys, but sit down, buckle up. Let's go on a journey together. Scott.
Hey, you're the star of the show. This is your show. We've missed you, mate, and we've had a good time while you've been gone, but we're welcoming you back with open arms. Don't you worry.
One flew over the cuckoo's nest. I like it. Okay, right. So let's get down to business, because there's one question that I've been desperate to ask. Now, I've had a sneak peek. I've been listening in, but what you been playing?
I have been full heavy for the past 7 to 10 days, maybe a good week. Definitely since I've last been on the show, playing one game and one game only.
Oh, hold on.
So yeah, one game only, and everything's been put on pause. I've been speaking to lots of friends recently saying, I've not played any retro games, I've not done any of this, not done any of that. I said, I want to get on Xbox, I want to play some Mafia game, I want to get on Game Pass, I want to get on PlayStation. There's so many big titles I want to get to. I want to play Rune Factory on the Switch 2. I want to go back to Donkey Kong, because I've not played Bonanza on the Switch 2. Everything's been put on hold, because a few weeks ago, I was on a show with RGT, and I said to him, I was going through the eShop, putting things from the big sale into my basket. And I was looking at demos which come opposite. What's the opposite to London buses, George? What's the opposite?
Yeah, not very often.
Not okay. I was hoping for a little bit more fun than that. We'll stick with not very often. I'll give you a minute to work on it. So while I'm
you're talking to a 46-year-old man trying to close the window so we can see big window with you in it, but not wanting to kill show window and kill recording. So I had a moment of admitted stress and pressure, and I came up with, let's face it, in this era, absolute dog shit.
So basically, it's like, what's the opposite? It's like being a peeping Tom, but Tom never comes. You're just peeping. It's irrelevant. And I haven't played any other games, basically, long story short. So I'm talking about demos in particular. They're just few and far between.
Which one, though? What one have you been into, you little scoundrel?
I'm building it up for the listeners. I'm building it up. I'm making sure they pull over safely to a hard shoulder. I'll put you out your misery. Harvestella. Now, RGT.
Oh, why have you done this? All you've done is fan his flames. Oh,
someone's got to. And do you know what? Apparently, the reason why he's not on the show is because RGT's growing an extra pair of butterfly wings. You know, like Jeepers Creepers comes around every so many years. and he rises up. RGT, every time someone plays Harvestella and puts the cartridge in their Switch too, apparently he grows an extra pair of butterfly wings. So he's sort of sprouting out his cocoon right now. But I played the demo. It's a really good demo. It's 4 hours.
Pale-fleshed butterfly wings with the odd little black hair sprout out.
I know. Everyone in the Discord, get on AI right now. I need to see RGT.
Good-looking moles.
Just emerging from his background, but a butterfly effect. It's like a moth to the flame of my Switch 2. Right, so Harvestella was amazing, and I loved it. So I got the game. It's cheap, expensive digital. I said to everyone, don't get it digital. It's $50. Buy it physical. Get it CEX, £22 pre-owned. Bosh, lovely. Game comes. I've done about 45 hours on it so far, maybe 50 hours, and it's absolutely beautiful. George, I know you're laughing, and I'm going to keep on because this game, I know RGT's done over.
Game.
RGT's done over. You think about the moth again, didn't you? The butterfly head.
Yes.
It's a hard one to get over. But RGT's done 100 hours of the game. I've not looked up how long to beat. It is, for anyone who is interested, it is a farming life sim / action JRPG. So my problem is I'm not massive on farming games. I've heard Cattle Country's good from RGT and from Firm Returns, our lovely member from the Discord. But anything Stardew Valley, anything too heavy on the farming, then I get a bit lost in it. And the same with RPGs. Anything that's too heavy, that's too overcomplicated, I get a bit lost. So the fact that this is a lovely little mixture of the two, I've been really enjoying it, because you get bored of the farming, you go and grind and level up, you do some missions. You get bored of the JRPG, you do the life sim bit. And I tell you what, the music in the game is beautiful. The storylines on every quest and side quest, honestly, is second to none. Normally, I'm quite an impatient guy. I'm borderline ADHD. I will skip all story, and then 2 hours later I wonder what's going on and who this character is, because I've skipped it. It's just what I do. I'm a bit of an idiot and a moron like that. But I've learned now that
you're a beautiful man. Let's this new era of the show, you can't speak to yourself like that.
Let me have a sip of my tea and get excited.
Beautiful. I'll tell you what, you're the only person I know that literally follows my tenets. I come up with something as a whim, you're suddenly out there drinking tea by the gallon. I don't know.
I've
got to be careful what I say.
Don't tell me to drink petrol or the yellow snow cone, because that would be a problem.
No, you've got that. Yeah.
I just need to finish by saying, the music's beautiful, the story's beautiful. Of course, it's not voice acted, so you do have to read the dialogue, but the story's really good. And the level design of the way it is when you go into each different area, it's the contrast of, like, you get a winter one, you get a summer one, you get one that's like, in Japan, what's that? Is it the trees that sort of bloom, the pink cherry blossoms. You've got a level like that. The level designs are so aesthetically beautiful, and the game's really good. And the reason why I'm banging a drum about it, I know it's been out a couple of years, but every time you look at a review, even people I hold a lot of respect towards, if you look at any review from any big YouTuber, everyone, I feel like, has not given it the praise it deserves. They seem to say it's a bit mid, and they'll say something, maybe it's a bit blurry with the graphics, or it could be better, or the farming is a bit irrelevant. I personally think it's really well balanced. I don't see any visual issues or any buffering issues from screen to screen. There is little loading, but it's nothing abnormal.
You're playing on Switch. Are you playing on Switch
I'm
2?
playing it on Switch 2, and that's what me and RGT think. Is he said about some issues, and I said, RGT, I've not come across those. So I think if you haven't played the game and you was put off by some comments, put it straight in your Switch 2, because I'm having a great time of it, and I'm enjoying it so much that I don't want to play another game. Even when I get a bit stuck, I'm trying to see what else can I do. I'm trying to advance the story and progress it slowly. And yeah, mate, I could talk all day about Harvestella. It is a really, really good game. And if anyone wants to hit me up in the Discord and ask any questions or share any stories, because I am a fanboy for Harvestella right now, and I want the models, I want the T-shirt. I've looked up merch. There's not much. I'm going to start making my own panty line, so I can get some of the face on there. I love the characters.
So hang on, let's talk about that, because obviously I need to distract myself from the RGT cocoon evolution, because I just can't stop seeing his little flesh wings. Are they?
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
If you like video games, then you can't miss Call Me By Your Game. It's a podcast hosted by me, Sweetie Pie, Connor McCabe, where I invite a guest to share about a special video game from a memorable moment in their life. That's right, it's baked in nostalgia. Was Persona 5 a warm blanket during the pandemic? Did Mario Kart 64 feel like a vacation? Or does Spyro remind you of that winter break with Dad? These are the types of stories told on the podcast. So call me Tetris, Half-Life, or StarCraft 2, it's up to you. Find the show wherever you get your podcasts, and get ready to call me by your game.
No, I don't think we need to know how they work. I don't think it matters.
It's a bit like a... I'm just picturing it. It's got like a mermaid tail at the bottom as well. So the wings are quite beautiful, like a dragonfly. You know, it goes like that. You've got like three
Can
sides.
it still be his stretched skin though? Because I can't move past that. That to me is that to me is gold. Okay, so while I was away, obviously I did some homework, and one of the questions I've got for you, because I've streamed this game to all the 6 people that watched it, 5 of those were the devices I had down on the floor so I could watch myself. But I've streamed and enjoyed, in my own personal time, Stranded Deep. Now, I heard you wax lyrical about this game.
Yes.
The kind of routine of the collecting coconuts, but not too many. Don't drink too many because you'll be sick. Staying out the sun, collecting up the wood, that daring.
How far did you get?
It depends on what metric of measure you go by. Did I get 3? No, absolutely not. Did I have a good boat going on at one point in time? Yeah, I had a little base going on. I had some stills. I had some.
Wow.
I had a few bits, but I'll be honest with you, the game kind of just lacks that narrative punch that drives it forward. It's only really your own exploration and curiosity that moves it forward. There kind of are hints and sort of bits and bobs, and obviously you've got the aquatic bosses to chase. I think there's a megalodon, a shark, an octopus, and those sorts of things.
Yeah, so I didn't advance any. I did about 7 hours total, George, not a lot. I only ventured out to another island a couple of times, and I didn't conquer the island and build a base there. Didn't really build a boat. And I never activated the story. So when you use the shoulder buttons, you can see it was always question mark, and it was left a bit of a silhouette on the story. So I didn't actually progress enough. I was just.
I don't think
I was like a
Tamagotchi.
Yeah, I was like a Tamagotchi. I was just existing, but I was enjoying it. Really enjoying
it. I mean, my first rules there for that were like the Englishman's rules for abroad. You know, don't go out in the sun, build yourself a little den, don't drink too many coconuts. But the game, I think it's got that kind of curiosity of the Robinson Crusoe fantasy a little bit going on. And then if you want to dig deeper, it's up to you if you feel you boss of your own existence enough to go fight a shark, a great white, or a megalodon or something, then fair play to you. But not many people have played it that I've been able to speak to.
Would you play it on?
PS4, I should imagine, Pro.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've seen it in the Switch eShop. I think that's where you played it and where you talked about it. And I was like, I'm curious to see how it plays on there. Now, I've sort of dabbled a bit, but you never quite know with the Switch eShop what you're going to get.
Yes.
Because you see these beautiful videos and you hear what I really love about the new Switch 2 shop as well is, and they kind of fixed it just before we migrated over from Switch 1 to 2, but the store got a little bit better. So as you're scrolling down, you just hear that clack of the Switch sort of intro noise, and the video will play small screen and the thumbnail.
I love that. I
do. In fact, it gets my goat when big players like Witcher, I can't wait to scroll down to this, and then it just puts up the second screenshot, and you're like, damn.
Oh, no, give us a trailer, man. You got to give us a trailer. I feel
so robbed. It's like, I've got this game.
No.
I've bought it on every platform known to man. But I want this trailer now.
Yeah, sometimes I get so into it, I'm waiting for the voice to go, if you play one game this year, make sure it's Stranded Deep. You know, like when you're in the cinema in the 90s, and all the trailers really hit hard.
So other than a few weeks ago, you playing a bit of Stranded Deep, your only focus has been the aforementioned and highly praised. I know we say it got mid praise out there in the wild, and I think Seb might have crunched it a little bit. And
Hey, Harvestella, RGT said his best game of all time on the Switch, and I will leave the quote off at the end because that might not be factually correct, but it's definitely in his top 3.
Fair enough. To be that game myself, it would be a lifelong dream. Now, I want you to sit down and I want you to come with me on a journey about what I've been playing. What are you into?
Well, you can't go on that journey until I ask you the question that everyone needs to know.
Oh, go on.
Wherever you are all over the world, all over the country, what continent are you in? Let us know in the Discord. But anyway, enough waffling. Hey, George, hope you had a nice honeymoon. Congratulations. But we just want to know, back to business. What have you been playing, good sir?
Well, I think I might have touched on some of this in the Mags episode, but now I want to talk about it with you in detail. So I got the Switch 2, been blown away by it. It's literally fitted into my life perfectly. I'm between places, I'm going on honeymoon, I'm getting married, I need something in the bag, I'm going on stag do, boom, I need something. Switch 2, it literally arrived. I don't know if birds make that noise, but it's the only bird noise that got
I thought that was a velociraptor.
Yeah, it can be, actually. So this velociraptor dropped it in my feet. Perfect, okay? What am I going to play on that? Mario Kart World Tour? No. Cyberpunk 2? No. No. I'm the cat that downloads The Witcher 3 again. Yeah. Now, I've seen that through to completion now on the Switch. Yeah, I'm that guy. I tell you what, things got a hell of a lot easier when the Switch 2 came along. Even they're not that great, but thoroughly enjoyed it. Finished the game, started work on finishing up all the side quests that I can get my dirty mitts into, and just kind of playing it casually in the background, which I'm enjoying.
Must have done a lot of hours on that, George, I reckon. So you get all the...
Yeah, I'm at 70 hours, I reckon.
I was going to say, yeah, I reckon you could be 100 deep soon, easily.
Yeah. To all the long-term listeners that love the idea of pain, me and Rachel, many years ago, I started playing Lord of the Rings: The Third Age during the Bobby era.
Oh, yes.
Bobby, love you. And I kind of left it. And then I picked it up again. Me and Rachel started playing it. She likes Lord of the Rings, obviously. That's, here we'll play this. And we finished that a couple of nights ago. And I'll be honest with you, it was great. Really nice game to play together, sort of finished it. But the one weird bit was we literally fought Sauron's eye, pun intended, right up on top of the Orthanc Tower. We literally went mano a mano with the big red glowing eye. We beat it. Goes to a video from the movie of the tower collapsing. I'm thinking, does that suggest that we were up there and sacrificed ourselves Rogue One style? I don't think EA were thinking like that. I just don't think they just cobbled it together. Because the best bit as well is, I've noticed that whenever you speak to any characters from the movie, they answer you with clips from the movie. So they've kind of sculpted the dialogue. Because at the end of it, my guy's missus got stabbed by a ring wraith. Well, basically, Aragorn kneels down, and I don't know where Aragorn got these supernatural abilities, because he was just a dude. I mean, the whole story was he was a dude. And he gets down and he says, "I will not fail you." And I was like, that's a bit weird. Oh, hang on a minute. Where's that? Oh, that's from the film. Okay. Then he regurgitates another line from the film and brings my missus back to life. I'm like, this is strange. Then, black screen, main menu of the game. We're not even going to give you, all the people that made this game, the respect of sitting through their names on the titles, on a credits roll for 2 hours. No, we're going to slap you back, hard cut, straight to the front menu of this PS2 game, circa 2004. And I tell you what, it was so abrupt. We both looked at each other and went, what the? Did it just crash? I know, that's how it
that is so disappointing. I mean, come on, were they not expecting anyone to finish it? What? You want some sort of closure?
They didn't even finish it. So, off the back of that, and still looking for sort of fresh gaming experiences, because we've got Death Stranding 2, but until we've got moved in together and all that sorted, we didn't really want to start it, because you kind of start a bit of the story and you don't touch it for a couple. So we're saving it. So she was hunting for a new gaming experience. I said, Final Fantasy. Well, that hadn't aged very well, X. Probably not as well as Lord of the Rings, to be fair, but it is what it is. So now she are over 20 hours deep on the Persona 4 save.
That is going to be great, because that series may or may not come up in the news. Spoiler alert.
It's how we do things. We're the slickest show in town. Don't you forget it out there. RGN's like absolutely quaking in their boots. They're like, if those UCP boys get real just for 2 minutes, we're doomed.
Did you hear, George, just with Lord of the Rings, that abrupt ending? I don't know if you caught, but Seb said when he was last on, apparently their new game that they put out at beta or whatever they did, apparently it's as big of a flop as the Gollum title. Apparently the new next Lord of the Rings game's dreadful.
It comes as no surprise, does it? You know,
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It really doesn't. So you stick to the PS2 is what I'm saying. It doesn't get any better, mate. It doesn't get any better.
Well, to be fair, the games that they trotted out on the PS3 and PS4 and 360 and Xbox One, the crossover period, the Mordor games, they're all right. But I actually think Third Age is better. Bite me. I'm allowed to get a microphone. I'm allowed to say these things, right? And I think that might be, I'm trying to think what else I've been dabbling with. I've mainly just been experimenting, you know, lots of games on the Switch. Oh, by the way, I'm probably about 20 hours deep into a Red Dead save on the Switch too as well.
Oh, okay. That's another game. The second one I still need to play. I've not. Red Dead 2. Another game in the backlog.
Oh, mate, I've got so much shame in the backlog at the minute. I don't know where to look.
Yeah.
I feel dirty.
Yeah, I do as well. I've had a big clear out in the games. I've got rid of a lot of games. I'm building new shelves, moving things around. And I just keep finding things I haven't played. I've had about 2 or 3 super rare published games come through the post, you know, since we've last been on together. And I've not even took the packaging off. I can't find time for them. I really can't. What a great problem to have. Eh?
And let me tell you, it got even worse because, I mean, RGT must have shares in the company because I got a little box the other day arrive and it was some belated birthday goods that RGT had sent over. Within that was a copy of Cattle Country.
Oh, I need that game. I've heard a lot of great things from Firm Returns and from RGT. And I've also, I think even Retro Ed UK has been playing it on the Switch because of the show.
Well, mate, let me tell you how desperate I was yesterday. I even had the Vita out.
Oh,
just to scratch an itch because Persona 4, boom, it's taken over everything.
Yeah.
When me and Rachel get into something, all the tisms come out, and we you know, we're obsessed. So yeah, that's where we're at. I think there's been other games that I've had a rumble with.
But notably, that's been the one.
Yeah, I mean, finishing Witcher 3 was a big moment. There's been a lot of baseball and just tap like that. So yeah, all good. Scotty, I do believe you are the guy who donned the pork pie this week. Popped a little bit of paper in the rim of your hat that said press, and went out there amongst the gaming gurus, the cut and thrust of gaming journalism, and you, like a pirate, rode roughshod across the Caribbean seas and purloined, hijacked, and stole some news stories for us. And you tell me, sir.
Yeah, I am the pirate of the Thames Estuary. I've scoured every coast from east, west, north to south, across every sea, across every ocean. And then I went online to the World Wide Web and I found some news to bring to you, lovely people. I'm not sure where to start.
Slice.
I'll give you a slice. Would you like some hot sauce with this slice, or a bit of chili pepper, or would you like something?
Mate, I can't. I'll be honest with you. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I'm the guy that breaks out in sweats at the thought of against a spicy chicken. I think you best bring me that in pesto or mayo, so I'm not going to be able to eat it.
All right, we'll go with the lemon and lime from Nando's, nice and mild. Other chicken establishments are available. However, that Portuguese restaurant does send me and George a black card, so that's why we have to mention them. Right, here we go. Here's one that will make you laugh. I'm so glad that Seb Triple S is not on, because he would eat me alive for dropping this in the news.
Why?
Starfield reportedly coming to Nintendo Switch 2 in 2026.
I'd play that there. Great game to take on the go.
I brought an Xbox specifically for Starfield. I got the controller, I got the tinsel, put it around my tree. It was Easter, it wasn't even Christmas. I went full in, and I put the game down. I thought, do you know what? I need to play this. in a more backwards way on the Switch 2. And now's my chance. Since its launch back in June, the Nintendo Switch 2 has accumulated some big name AAA titles, including Cyberpunk 2077. George, I want to talk to you about that because I know you've dabbled in it. And to be honest with you, I need to. We'll come back to that later on. I'll get in my backlog. Hogwarts Legacy and more. Now it looks like Starfield could be the next on the list. As reliable insider, Nate the Hate via VGC has claimed that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle won't be the only Bethesda game coming to Nintendo Switch 2 in 2026. The leaker went on to state that aside from landing on PlayStation 5, Starfield, because apparently it's going there as well from Xbox, isn't it? Starfield is also planned to release on Nintendo Switch 2 in 2026. While rumours and leaks continue to take over the internet, fans will have to continue playing the waiting game to find out if there's any truth to many claims. Although Bethesda says exciting things are on the way, fans have been left continuously disappointed by Starfield's lack of presence at major gaming events this year, whether it be a second DLC, a PS5 port, or a Switch 2 release, or all three. Starfield fans are simply desperate to see Bethesda give it its latest RPG some TLC. And I think the TLC might be the Switch, is what I'm saying. I can't get that to...
Well,
Right. I think this is going to happen because it's a reliable source.
Dude, a couple of things I want to touch on. Starfield, your experience with it on Xbox, you obviously queued up, you got in line, you bought all the Starfield merch, you got the game, you slapped it in, you downloaded it, you picked up your Starfield controller, you put the tinsel around the gaming area, you even dimmed the lights, as OG Tom would say, graphic enhancers on.
Yeah.
What then were your thoughts post-gaming experience? Because it doesn't sound like it gripped you the way you kind of hoped it would.
No. And not only did it not grip me, it barely had, like your granddad's old nutcracker. It's not got much oil in it, not much go in it. It barely was securing my pinky finger on the joystick. It really did not do a lot for me at all. I reckon I played about an hour and I was like, what's going on? What's the story? What's this character building? Honestly, mate, I didn't even play 4 or 5 hours. I literally played it for an hour, then heard from the people. The reason why I wanted to buy it was all the big PC gamers and everyone, proper real gamers, They were saying to me, Scott, this game has been a long time in the making. Everyone's waiting for it. It's a big game to come to console. It just goes to show you what the Series X can do, blah, blah, blah. So I brought a Series X for it. And to be honest with you, mate, I didn't get hooked, but I didn't put enough time in it because at the same time I was playing Spider-Man on the PS5 and it's a tough act to follow because I think I was playing them simultaneously, I believe, or short after. I think that my Spider-Man might have come shortly after. Or I'll tell you what I was playing Diablo 5 because that was at a time on the show where Bobby was just going hell to leather, literally was in hell, wasn't he? He was playing big time with him and his stepdad, racking up some hours. So yeah, I've not played a lot of it.
That's a great era.
Oh, it was a great era. So yeah, I've not played a lot of it. So I'm really looking forward to it, mate. I'll tell you what, I know it sounds silly because I've got it on the Xbox, but I would actually prefer to play it on a Switch because I am a bit of a fanboy. Even when it's docked, I prefer it. I don't know why. There's something. There's some sort of nostalgia. There's a glow in its eye. I don't need to convince you. I don't
even know what to say about this whole situation because, as I said to you, it kind of fell into it's the perfect console and the perfect moment for me. But much like yourself, I'll play it docked. I'll play it handheld. I don't know what it is about it. It's got a little bit of a buzz. It's got a little bit of a charm. It's got a little bit of a je ne sais quoi about it that I can't actually quantify. And yet, there's not really much going on the platform in terms of software. Yeah, okay, Star Wars is coming. Yeah, we had Donkey Kong. Yeah. Okay, that's a nice little buzz. But in terms of the other consoles, the big two, they've got so much more going on in their ecosystem. New games announcements, new games coming to the platform, lots of exciting big AAA titles and now lots of stuff going on. But the hubris there is not attractive to me at the minute. And the Switch too, I don't know what it is about it. Yeah. Whether it's that curiosity of trying out a game that barely worked on the Switch, getting it for £1.59 and finding out it works perfectly and I'm having a great time on it, or to the fact that if I want to, I can flip on Cyberpunk and have what feels like, especially in handheld mode, a AAA experience. Now, Seb was here, he'd be laughing his head off, saying, Steam Deck, brother, this, that, and the other. I ain't got time for it. What's nice about the Switch is it's sexy. It's slim. It's got that form factor where I don't have to feel like Arnold Schwarzenegger when I'm playing it. You know, I don't know.
Body we all want. That's what it is. We all want to be a Switch 2.
We do. And I don't know, like I say, I can't quantify it. I don't quite know what it is. I was toying the other day with getting Madden for it because that's just come out. And I read the reviews.
Same. Yeah.
And I was saying that it's good here just as it is on the big boys. And I was like, I don't know how this is possible. Obviously, the Switch 2 knocking on the doors of being kind of like a Series S competitor has done it some good this gen because it can sort of hang on the coattails and have games that look just as good, really, especially handheld. When they move to PS6 and whatever Xbox do, things might get a little bit like the OG Switch where frame rates and graphics are a bit sort of wonky. But until then, dude, it's heydays and holidays down at the Switch camp as far as I'm concerned. In terms of this news, let me get it, bump it back on. Obviously, with the announcement last week or beginning of this week about Indiana Jones, it was that, to me, was the plug coming out the sink. That was like, yeah, okay. Oh, right, okay, Switch 2's a viable platform for you as well, is it?
Yes,
okay,
yes.
Let's party on. And I'll be honest with you, yeah, I had access to an Xbox. Yeah, I had access to Starfield. Did I play it? No. Curiosity wasn't there. It could have been that game that gripped me. I love space. I love RPGs. It just, something about it didn't grab me. But having the option to pick it up and play it whenever, wherever, however I want to in my pocket, got a big tick for me, brother. I'm into it. I mean, is it any more of a disconnected situation than Outer Worlds is on any platform? Switch, PS4, Xbox? No, not really. You do all your walking around stuff, you get in your ship. I mean, Outer Worlds is even more of a transgression in my mind. You get in your ship, loading scene, boom, you don't even see your ship in space. You just kind of then land back on the next planet. It's basically Fallout where you're accessing different areas by the medium of the ship. That's what Starfield is, but we wanted more. We did want more. We wanted a No Man's Sky experience. And they're like, well, it's had updates, George. You're being a bit harsh. I'm not being harsh. It shipped as it was. It didn't really find much favour. But I'm glad that a game that soaked up this much of Bethesda's time and real estate and brain power is getting a second shot. And if it comes with the aforementioned DLC as a Game of the Year type package, Scotty, I think, to be honest with you, the winners in this situation are everybody else. And you know what? Microsoft gets to put some bank back in the bag. You know, Bill Gates can buy himself another malaria jab. God forbid, a mosquito net. Whatever it is he's blowing his money on in Africa, let's help him.
I think Max said it best. I know, obviously, last week we had a great show of the quiz, which I hope everyone enjoyed. That was really fun. But the week before that, when you was on with Max promoting the Timeless, I remember it was a good couple of years ago. Obviously, Max must have been on the show when I heard it, but he was talking about Starfield, unless I heard it on his platform. And he said they've put so much effort in creating deep space exploration where there's, you know, bragging about thousands of planets you can go to, but it was like there's nothing on them. He said, and he sums up perfectly. He goes, I'd rather they just made 100 planets, but filled them with stuff. And it's a great point, to be fair, isn't it? They focus so much on making it the biggest open world sandbox or whatever you want to call it, that they just forgot to fill it with any content.
Starfield feels to me like a game made by a committee. It was a game that had lots of good ideas on paper, but didn't necessarily see many of them through to completion. The idea of having all these explorable planets, box ticked, you know, that's going to make No Man's Sky crap themselves. What a great advertisable feature that will be for the box and the previews. We're going to have this, we're going to have that, we're going to have the other, but you know, they didn't mold them together into a cohesive one form. And I think that's really what damages Starfield.
I mean, quite realistic, really. It reflects deep space. It is just nothingness. So, to be fair, they've got us there, haven't they? You wanted a space game, here it is.
Yeah, if you want a full-on futuristic NASA simulation of what space is, it literally is floating around doing nothing all day in space. And that's brutal, and that's what it is. But us gamers, we want to see an alien. We want to see a little spacey. We want to see some racy graphics. We want to take off in our ship that we've designed from the ground all the way up into space. Star Wars Outlaws kind of fudged it. It was a half-assed attempt. I'm looking forward to seeing what that looks like on Switch 2, if I'm honest with you. But this news, it comes as no surprise, especially after last week. And it'll be also interesting to see what else ends up in Switch 2's wheelhouse. Does that mean we might get Flight Simulator?
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Ever wondered what a rhythm-based stealth game with dinosaurs might look like? Or a farming sim in space with zombies? Welcome to the Gaming Blender podcast. I'm Matt, and with my co-host Scott, we take a random game genre and random game mechanics, blend them all up, and pitch wild, totally hypothetical games you've never heard of, and maybe shouldn't. New episodes every other week. Hit play and unleash your inner game dev. No coding required. Search the Gaming Blender on your favourite podcast app now.
Gears, Halo.
Oh, you're tickling me now.
Any form of the Forzas, either OG or Horizon. I mean, on the go, that's got some serious legs.
When Starfield comes to the Switch 2, me and RGT are going to just orbit off into space, find the nearest planet. We're going to colonize it, put our flags in there. We'll look up at the nearest moon. We'll morph into little moths. Our little butterfly wings will come out, and we'll just fly.
Oh, you can't have them as well.
We'll let it roll. Oh, I'm having them. It's my idea. I'm having them, and I'm going to fly up into the sun, and we're just going to perish into the big light, and that will be the game on the Switch 2. That's Starfield wrapped up. Right, Georgie Polgy, I have got a lovely little one for you for the Xbox, a game you mentioned earlier. So Game Pass for August, there's still 7 titles of games coming. Nothing too much to be excited about. We've got Goat Simulator Remastered. We've got Hurdling, which we actually saw a direct for. I think that's even
Hey, mate, I want to. Can we just pause on Hurdling?
Yeah,
can we?
Of course
Let's just pause on Hurdling for a while, because that's by the Far Lone Sales team, I believe. A game that I grabbed. It's on Switch, PS4, Xbox, it's everywhere, Steam, the whole bag of tricks. And you move from left to right like a steam land ship that ends up going in the sea as well. Now, that whole narrative for me was fantastic. I never got to play the sequel, but to see them pushing into the 3D, not open world, but a 3D environment with their sort of storytelling and gameplay mechanics, I kind of saw that on the Switch store yesterday, and it's on pre-order now. I think it might come out. It'll be out by the time the show's out, but I'm very intrigued to give that a go. Sorry to get wrapped up in it, but I think.
No, it does. Visually, it looks very good. With what the story involves,
of the play as well look interesting to me.
Yes, yeah, it's a very unique game, is what I would say. And they're pumping good bits of trailers on it, almost like a direct. They're showing you quite a bit of information on it, a little bit teasers. So they're obviously very confident that they've got something. They've got something herded along here. So I take it you're going to be jumping on that all day one if possible.
Well, has there been a good herding game since Hurdy-Gurdy on the PS1? Answer, no. Question, is this going to be it? Well, it's got to be, hasn't it? By just law of averages, dude. So, if you want to get the best game in the herding genre, it's hurdling. I also think it's going to be a pretty decent game anyway. So, I'm quite excited to see that. I cut in because no doubt one of these other games is Cyberpunk 2077.
No, but what I wanted to tell you about is one of these games which is going to tickle you and Rachel's fancy is Xbox Game Pass is going to add Persona 4 Golden. Persona 4 Golden is part of the lineup for Xbox Game Pass second wave of August, which currently includes day one titles like Gears of War Reloaded and Hurdling. Atlas turn-based JRPG has become a staple in the genre and earned the PlayStation Generations Award in 2024, and this is where Georgie comes in, as the best PS Vita game of all time, an honour determined by fan votes, and it's probably George with his fake account. Many also consider it one of the best installments in the franchise, alongside acclaimed entries such as Persona 3 Reload and Persona 5 Royal. Its strong reputation is also reflected in its sales, with Golden surpassing 2 million copies sold across consoles and PC. As for its reception, Persona 4 Golden holds a score of 88 critic average on review, and it's aggregated from OpenCritic with a player rating at 90 on Steam. The game has received over 65,000 user reviews, and 97% of them are positive, which is amazing. Considering all these achievements, many would agree that Xbox Game Pass' latest title deserves a spot among the best JRPGs of all time. Reload and Persona 5 Royal is strong reputation is also reflecting its sales. Sorry, I've gone back on, I've copied and pasted that bit twice. But that is, out of all the games,
the best all
with
the best
breakup.
news needs reading twice, Scott. You know
It does. If it sounds nice, say it twice. You got Dragon Age, Guard, but I mean that is a big one. That is a big one.
Let's circle back. Let's circle back to Persona 4 just briefly, because do you know what? How many sales did that do on Vita? I'd imagine not many. In all honesty, the Vita wasn't the tearaway sales success Sony thought it was going to be, and I'm sure a few developers probably produced a copy.
Well, it said the best PS Vita game of all time.
It's the best Vita game of all time. Yeah, I don't.
I suppose that's probably. I mean, if Snake came out on it, it would have been as well. So it's probably
Uncharted to me might be the best game on there, to be fair. But Persona 4's it's right up there. I just can't imagine it got the sales penetration on the Vita it deserved. But now it's got its worldwide release on other platforms, and this being one of those moments where it can shine. Grab a copy of it. If you think as well, that game is knocking on in its original format on the PS2, which is barely changed from. It's knocking on 20 years old. That game, with its presentation, just looks flawless.
I don't think. I mean, they're not even. It's not even a remaster, is it? I think they're just saying they're just going to bring it straight back up. I mean,
Golden is
you're playing
a remake of. It's not a remake, but it's like the royal version of Persona 4 from PS2. As you say, a 20-year-old game that we're playing, and it feels as slick as it came out yesterday. That's one thing you can say to Shin Megami Tensei and the Persona series. 3 onwards, I would say, Fairs Edition it is so slick. It's so clean. The menu, the music. Rachel's not even someone I would class as a gamer. Yes, we enjoyed playing through Lord of the Rings.
But he's got her hooked in. And it's totally a big game. So it's obviously well balanced enough and easy enough for the mechanics that it took someone who's a non-gamer and she's like, Joel, put this game on because I'm about to penetrate Persona 4 Golden. So you're going to be playing that on a Game Pass by the sound of it.
Well, playing it on Switch. I've had it downloaded on the Switch for a long time because I know Golden obviously really lends itself to the handheld format because it was designed for handheld, and it's designed to be slept and brought out and slept and brought out, and it doesn't matter. It's all forgivable in a way. The saves are a little bit PS2-y in the fact that you can only save in certain areas, but obviously sleep functionality on the Switch in the Vita meant that it wasn't that important. But the gameplay loop, the story, the ramp up of the social connections, it's really well done. It's a classy moment, and I think that should be well enjoyed. What were the other ones? Dragon Age Veilguard?
That's correct, yeah. And then we've also got Void Breaker and then Blacksmith Master, which I don't know. Don't know much about that information.
It sounds like a little version of Lawnmower Simulator, doesn't it?
Well, that is exactly what I was thinking. Now, I tell you
Game
what,
of the
George,
year, guaranteed Game of the Year now.
Mobile Game of the Year. Right, I've got 3 bits. I've got one big story I want to talk about. I want to give some time to. So I'm going to mention that, but I'm just going to mention 3 other little things.
Go on,
then we can circle back to one of them if at your choosing. So the other thing I was going to say is apparently Cult of the Lamb, which is a big game that we all loved and adored. Even Seb enjoyed it. Really good roguelike. Yeah. So apparently it's getting a big DLC, a paid DLC coming in 2026. So there's an article on that. There's also one of the worst games ever made is getting a sequel. Spoiler alert, it's a Bubsy the Bobcat title.
4D though, baby.
4D. And then here's one which I thought was quite exciting because you're on the show, George. Deadpool VR. The trailer confirms 5 classic Marvel villains and the game's release date. There's a VR game coming, but it's the Oculus. It's not the PlayStation. But I need to put all of this on ice for a second because I didn't realise. I got the news for this show yesterday, and I pulled an article about Kirby Air Riders, right? And I know the game, I think, is coming to GameCube expansion pass for Nintendo Switch. Yeah, I knew there was a new one coming. I was reading the article and I thought, there's a lot of information in here. I was like, who's got the inside knowledge? I didn't realise there was a 45-minute direct. So last night before bed, I watched half of it. And if anyone hasn't, like myself, hasn't noticed, because I haven't been in and out the eShop, I've been so engrossed with Harvestella. There was a direct this week, basically, for Kirby Air Riders. It goes into so much detail.
That's right.
And everyone was saying, oh, it's just going to be another Mario Kart game. And I was thinking, oh, they've obviously delayed I thought it wouldn't even come out this year, to be honest, because I thought it would take sales away from Mario Kart World. But I'm
Yeah.
really happy because I think it's coming out in November. So it's a build up to Christmas. But the mechanics of it's so much more fast paced and so different to Mario Kart world. So have you seen any of the footage, George, at all before I dive in?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a game that's necessarily in my wheelhouse. I think I'm using the Switch 2 in a very different way to most people. But it's a game that everyone should be excited about. Obviously, it's a AAA Nintendo title. I think that I think it more speaks to the fact that they haven't slept since the Switch 2 came out. They had a strong launch, followed that up with a myriad
Well,
of...
some people said it wasn't. I mean, even Triple S, host of the show, Seb said, is it the worst? I think he said in our Discord, is it the worst launch to a console? It made me drink vodka at 7:45 a.m. in the morning. He said there was not enough. He said all we've had was...
I'm up for talking about any situation, but I find to say, I mean, yeah, okay.
Some people say it's Mario Kart World was a big launch, and then every other game we've had is just a AAA game from 1 or 2 years ago, which is kind of right in a way. He said, we've
I'll be honest,
had
that's
Cyberpunk,
true. But we're in
Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? 100% correct. I'm not going to disagree with those people. And I've played all these games and finished them already once, okay? But, and here's the but, not everybody is lucky enough to have every gaming platform. We are.
Yes.
We do a podcast. We've got to keep a finger in the pies. We've got everything with sport little brats. But if you've been trapped in a Nintendo ecosystem, imagine if you'd never been out the Nintendo ecosystem and you'd heard all this talk of Star Wars Outlaws, Cyberpunk or whatever, and now all of a sudden you've got them. I think
you'd be creaming in your pants. Yeah,
you would be quite right.
Yeah.
So from the metric of I've got everything, probably not the greatest launch. Admittedly, that is quite a fair thing to say. But through the metric of you're only in the Nintendo ecosystem, there's lots to come out, and it speaks to whenever a company gets behind the pushed almost monthly game mechanic, i.e. pushing one game, Donkey Kong, Mario Kart World Tour on the Switch 2, push, Donkey Kong, push, Air Riders, push. It consolidates your gamers that have already got the platform, but it also gives these jump-on points for people that don't own the platform. PlayStation did it astoundingly well in the PS4 era. Xbox have tried and fallen off the bandwagon, Nintendo have got it to stick. In some ways, they never stopped. But I just see this first 6 months super strong. Kirby Air Ride's boom, another big game.
And all the Kirby games are very good. Like every game, even if you go back, there's some really underrated titles. People think Kirby's for kids. I'll tell you what.
No.
They're the biggest games on the Switch, like Forgotten Land.
Yeah.
There was 3 big games, and then one of them was absolutely amazing, like tremendous.
Forgotten Land is the one where you can absorb the car, right?
Yes, that might be. Yeah, and you've got All-Star Alloys. Wasn't the best one, but that, again, it's amazing. And if you go back to like the Wii or the 3DS, right, there's one called Epic Yarn, and it looks childish, but I tell you what, the creation in the game
is a work of art.
I know. Mate, it is a work of art, you're right. And it's so, I think the series, because it looks all cute and fluffy, I think that people like Mario, it's a nice mascot, a bit like Sonic,
Yeah.
People respect it for what it is. They know it's a family game. However, with Kirby, I feel like people see it as a kiddie character. And oh my God,
Mate,
it's
also,
not to be
right,
slept on.
how hard can a company push a shaved scrotum?
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, that is a great analogy, George. That really is. Because it is. It is a little shaved pig scrotum. And I'll tell you what, I love that I want to take him everywhere with me, that little scrotum. And I've got my own scrotum, but you can never have enough scrotums.
Mate,
I don't even think that's a swear word. So do you know what? Scrotum, scrotum, scrotum. It's a part of the anatomy.
If your scrotum rocked up and could absorb anything and then became that thing in a way, and also had a pair of red sneakers, I mean, you've got to be onto a winner. Think of the party tricks you could perform with that.
And speaking of party tricks, so the difference between this game and the other games is it looks a little bit like, like F-Zero or Wipeout, where they make it fast music, fast paced. The mechanics is like that. So the drifting around the corners is very different. You literally turn yourself and you drift very early. And as you let go of the drift, you get a huge boost, not a little tiny boost like you do on Mario Kart. The field, where it's hectic and so fast paced, the field isn't as packed. I think there's only like 6, 8 or 12 people in a race. It's very low like that. And it's not like you're picking up items or weapons. Each character's got one special move, which is unique to them. That's a big feature that was added, wasn't in the original. The original didn't have that. It was use of one button. The game accelerates for you, so you don't need to accelerate. It does that anyway. It's a very fast-paced game. You're literally just controlling the speed. And then when you hit a ramp, rather than just gliding like Mario Kart, you have to tilt your angle. You want to get a boost as you land. You want to land parallel with the ground. If you've got to tilt your nose up as you go up, if you tilt to the ground, you'll just scuff. The amount of different mechanics they've put into it, and the fact that it was a 45-minute direct, George, just goes to show you how much of a big game this is. And they could have left it alone. It was a standalone title, a bit like Double Dash Mario Kart. It's such a cult classic. They haven't redone it. They're like, we can't beat that. Kirby, right? This is an expensive game, Kirby Air Riders on the GameCube. Very expensive. And it's a cult classic, but I can't believe they've actually gone, do you know what? Yeah, we can do that. And they've been working on it. And they said that in the direct. He said they've been working on Super Smash Bros. Everyone's been asking for it, heads of Nintendo, different directors and creation teams. And they just said, we've got ideas for it, but we need time. And they've managed to find time. They've put it off. And what a great time to bring it out. And this is something I'm really, really excited for. If anyone's got any interest in Kirby games or even kart racers, please check this out, because I know we've got big fans of the Discord. For example, we have got, Crash Team Racing, which Ginge loves. He might enjoy Kirby Air Riders. It's something different to Mario Kart. It's very different. It's its own standalone title. I'll take a breath now, but I just need to say it's so exciting.
Just the thing you say about our competitors on the track, or however you want to word it, like, yeah, I get you. I get what you're saying about not having many people, but I would say that I think that's irrelevant. One thing I've noticed with Mario Kart World is like how many people on track, a ridiculous amount, but it kind of makes it nonsensical. It doesn't matter whether you're 20th or 12th or 5th. It doesn't matter. Whereas if there's less competitors, you kind of, in Mario Kart, you kind of end up getting lost in a sea of just nothing. Whereas if there's 6, you're focused and there's more to see and there's more to race. I know it sounds ridiculous, but there's almost more to race for. He's got more grit to it.
It's your first or your last. It's a fast pace. That's what it is. It's designed to make you want to win. That's what it's done.
And I think that is to be applauded. And I'm excited that they're sort of delving into some of their more mystical back catalogue, for instance, and bringing games that have acquired that cult status, giving them a clean up and bringing them forward. I've been screaming it for a long time, and Donkey Kong Bonanza kind of scratched that itch. You've got to diversify, they've got to try different things, and they are trying. I don't think we'll ever see the mature Zelda that OG Tom desperately wants. I can't imagine his bedroom the moment that comes out. It would be a sticky mess. That's. So you're front and centre for that then, are you, Scott?
I'm really excited for it, mate. Yeah, I haven't finished the direct. I mean, I'm a big Kirby fan, and I didn't realise I was until the Switch. So on the Switch 1, every Kirby game I've played was amazing. So I went through the back catalogue, because I like my retro gaming and collecting, and I went and got the games on the SNES, I got it on the NES. And I tell you what, everyone says, favourite game of all time on the NES, they'll say it's Mario 3, but for me, I think the better platform, I actually enjoy Kirby, I think, more than the original Mario. I always still say my favourite game is Mike Tyson Punch-Out, but Kirby on the NES is amazing. All the old games are so good. And I feel like because it's the second IP to Mario, I think it gets overlooked so much. And people think it's a kiddies game, and it's not. It's a brilliant platformer. Brilliant.
I think a lot of stuff gets obviously buried under the weight of Mario. And is that a shame? No, he's been he's a standout hallmark character for a reason. I don't think they've ever really let a bad game out. Obviously, PC Engine games or whatever aside, or 3D or Philips CDI games aside, he's always been there. What can you do? It must be hard to be a secondary character at Nintendo. Look, what about poor old Kid Icarus? He got his head raised to the 3DS, and then subsequently his throat was slit. It's
yeah, good shout.
it's a tough gig out there for non-Mario characters, and sometimes you expect them to appear as third characters in some of the other games, Kart or Smash Bros. As an example, and they don't. You're like, what the hell? Why would you not? I've got a bit of news that I want to bring to the table.
Oh, yes, please.
Now, are we the sort of podcast that's going to break stories about Forza 6 and the location being revealed as Japan months ahead of release? No, we're not that sort of show, although vicariously we kind of just did it. No, we're the sort of show. We're the sort of show. That's where you heard it first, ladies and gentlemen. We're the sort of show that's going to break this. Now, Robert Ramsey over at Push Square has led with this bad boy. Leaked PS5 haulage sims, American and Euro Truck Simulator 2 officially announced. As expected, SCS Software has officially announced both American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator 2 for PS5. There's no release date right now, but as you know, both games can be wish listed on Sony's console. There's an official trailer out there that I need everyone to go check out, but this is the news that we have been waiting for a long time. We've been starved, much like we were back in the day for farming games. Oh, you know, we need this, we need... Well, then we got Farming Simulator and business picked up, and everyone was like, yeah, this is the real deal. And subsequently, we've had Mud Runner and Snow Run, and we've earned, we've proven, we've gripped, we've been through a myriad of third-party mobile phone tap logistical simulated delivery games to prove to you, SCS, that we want these bad boys. Okay, not all of us are C:/heroes. Some of us just want to insert, download, and play. I'm sorry, but I'm one of those guys. And this news, that no doubt will have wheels support and all that, mate, really, honestly, best news. I'm very excited for that. I'm also excited, stroke nervous for what feels like the PCification of our beloved consoles. Because if you wanted to play a nerdy little sort of side game like that, you had to go to PC and sit at a desk and feel like a nerd. Now,
fair comment, yeah.
Right, it's true, isn't it?
It's true, yeah.
Now these games are proliferating the TV screen. Now, if you're like a full nerd, you've probably got your PC wired up to your TV, and you're forcing the missus to sit there and watch you do a cross-European trek with a load of fragile cargo on while she's watching Coronation Street on a mobile. Yeah, that's the world that we live in. But the inverse is now true. I can do that now on the big screen with a console. Now, the only other thing that could lift this up into the stratosphere was if that was on Switch. Because what a game to take on the go.
Oh. You better not be building me up for something that's not happening.
It's not happening, but I'm just saying.
Oh, George.
If it were to, that could be the only next level up in that news, would be that.
We should have a show one week where we just make up loads of games in the news section that aren't coming out. And then right at the end of the show, we go, yeah, we just made all that up. See you later. Bye. Let that get in the algorithm.
Episode 283. Can we edit? Let's face it, no one's paid any attention to what you just said. So episode 283 is basically just going to be lies and videotape. Lots of fake news stories. Got another news story for you.
Oh.
Yeah. Microprose F-19 Cellfighter, the game that set the flying careers of many GCSE learning schoolboys in the early to mid 90s, is getting a full remaster for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Not only has the game lovingly been recreated pixel by pixel I've made this up, but to be honest with you, that's the level of game I'm bringing. That's the level of game of disbelief.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
I stumbled because I couldn't quite work out how would I want this game to be. Now, would I want it to be fully textured, or would I want it to be like polygonal 3D? I don't know. And that's where it fell apart. The fantasy overtook reality.
No Mercy 2's coming out. That's what I was going to bring to the table.
Is that right? Oh, mate, I've got it. It's called Wrestling Empire.
Oh, I knew he'd get it in there somewhere. He's always listening. What a game.
M. Dickie's always listening. He's the true secret daddy of the show. Is there any more news, Scott, that you've brought for us to peruse if we so choose?
Well, I didn't know if you wanted to dabble into any of those at all? About the worst game being made into a sequel? About Deadpool,
let's take
VR trailer? Oh, we got the DLC for Cult of the Lamb. So we've got time for one more. I didn't know which one you'd be interested in.
Let me jump on this table. I've kicked Cult of the Lamb down. And for some reason, the sicko that I am, I've picked up Bubsy 4D because this is a curiosity of the gaming world that needs to be discussed. Okay, Bubsy 3D.
Yeah. Do you know what's funny, George, right? Not Bubsy 3D, because I don't know if I've actually played that, but Bubsy in the original game, you know when you get taken into a shop as a kid and then your mum says, right, you can have one game each with you and your sibling or whatnot, if that world exists. Basically, I remember being in the shop and I think I got FIFA 95 on a Mega Drive. So I think this is when it came out. And then my sister chose Bubsy the Bobcat. She always liked platformer games. So I'm hoping I remember that correctly. And I remember it being a One Life game, pianos flying out of the sky. It was crazy, but I actually really enjoyed it. And I got such good memories of that. I didn't play any other Bubsy games, Bubsy the Bobcat. It's a funny tongue twister, that. But when eventually there was a game on a Switch, I don't know if you remember, they brought a new one out and it was very disappointing. It was a different view, a bit like when Crash 4 come out. They kind of didn't stick to the same thing. And I tried to enjoy it, but it was completely different. But I didn't play the 4D. I'm assuming this was on Sega Saturn or 3DO or something.
No, I don't quite know what this Bubsy drivel is all about. I think it's a remake of 3D. And there's a couple of things to say about Bubsy.
It is a remake of 3D, yeah.
Yeah, okay, well, that would explain it.
Oh, a sequel. Sorry, a sequel.
Wow. Okay, that's even worse. But anyway, let's park that for a minute because Bubsy came out at a time when the industry and the gamers had got sick of mascot platformers. It came at a late time for the 16-bit era when the transition to PlayStation and the 3D world was taking effect. And I remember watching, and I've talked about it on the show before, I remember watching an episode of Bad Influence where Shinobi X on the Saturn got like 3 out of 10 because, it's not 3D. So a lot of games in this era, even in proper publications, magazines as well, gave these platformers a hard time. They particularly gave them an even harder time if it was an aspirational mascot that was being thrown under their nose, because they'd had so many by this point. They were literally sick of them. Is Bubsy a bad game?
It was on the PS1. I didn't realise, George.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was on the PS1.
Yeah. Is Bubsy 3D a bad game? Well, yeah, by a modern metric. Was it a bad game when it came out? Not really, but did it suffer against more technologically accomplished games? Yes, it did. Does it deserve a remake? Absolutely not. Are they cashing in on the hype and the curiosity of this? Yeah, 100%. I mean, okay, whatever.
Thing is, George, if you think of what's gone wrong with it, from what I'm reading, it was the disorientating camera and the bland environments. Now, obviously, you can fix those two things easily. So if there is a game in there, and like you say, the hype of it being the worst game up there with ET on the Atari 2600, if they can manage to use that as free marketing, that people buy out of curiosity.
It's got no place to be in the same discussion as something like that. It's not that bad. If you were trapped on a desert island, I'm sure Bubsy 3D was the best game you've ever played in your life, right? But obviously with a world with so many other distractions, it seems like a hard push. And Bubsy 4D, present company accepted, bar the Switch sealed collecting market. No, I don't see this being a tearaway success, if I'm honest with you. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, I want to play it.
I want it to be. I remember the furore of when Bubsy came out the first time. It was on every magazine. You opened it up, there was an advert every single time. It was Bubsy with his ball of yarn. There was that image of him kind of Mode 7 style flying out the screen off the back of one of these water tubes he got stuck in. It was perfect fodder for the teenage boy to blow his pocket money on.
It was the fact that everything killed you. And then, unlike most games, I'm pretty sure, I know obviously you probably had 9 lives, I'm assuming. They must have used that part in there. But you would die and had to start at the beginning every single time. It was brutal. It was brutal.
People think games are brutal now, and I'm the first one to moan about, a roguelike or a Souls-like or whatnot being very unforgiving. But even kids' games in the 90s would test Like, show me someone who's finishing these without save states and bits and bobs. Like, there's not many. They are tough games on purpose because they weren't that long, so they had to be brutally hard to make sure you got your money's worth out of them. That's how the metric worked. It was arcade style. Quite interested to see what they do with Bubsy. Mark me
I am as well.
Intrigued. Colour me intrigued. Is this now the section, because I'm new to this show? I don't know. Obviously, people who are listening now, they obviously think, who is this new guy? Who's this George character? Is now the time where we might go to our wonderful paid supporters and tell them how wonderful they are?
It is. And I tell you what, I feel like we need to add a new section in this section, because one of our paid supporters, Ginge, I think he got another platinum and it's getting out of hand now. I know they spoke about it on the quiz show last week. Big shout out and thank you to Digital Monkery Tom, because that was so enjoyable. So thank you to everyone who got involved with that, and for Tom for taking his time to make that quiz with the lovely prizes. And it was your good friend Carlos that won. He is our champion, I believe. He won the
Green
pack of
always
cards.
rises to the top. In fact, do you know what?
I heard you sent in the answers. I heard you had a wire in his ear, and it was like watching Casino Royale. You two were at cahoots the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely. And to that end, housekeeping, I had it in my mind, I had it in my notes at the beginning of the show, and I'm sorry that I've kept you waiting this whole time, but obviously we did this outrageous idea of doing some clips to put on the YouTube channel, the YouTube Shorts, and you guys did not disappoint. And I've been blown away by A, your creativity, and B, you're very inventive, because you boys have got some serious clicks on some 30-second videos. So, it ended up being very tight in the end. Multiple submissions from people. If I add it all up, well, we end up with one result. If I add it up another way, we end up with a different result. So what I'm going to do is, and I wish I could do more, but we said at the start it was on the views. So I want to give a prize to HG Games, and I want to give a prize to Carlos. Now, I did say that the winner was going to get a full price game. I'm talking $59.99, $69.99, that kind of area, guys. Message me, let me know what you want and your address. And I'll go on Amazon.
I heard they both want a copy of Bubsy 4D. That's what they
Fine, that makes my life super easy, right? Bubsy's on his way, boys.
And they don't want a key card, they want a code in a box.
Fine. That's even better for me. Equally so, I'll get you equidistant PlayStation points or whatever. Just reach out to me on a DM and I'll make it happen. Equally so, I want to say, stand out to Retro Ed. What an absolute stud. Message me or RGT, probably more importantly for this, and hit him up. And whatever artwork you want on a TV, on a T-shirt, not a TV would be awfully flipping generous. Here's a TV, Retro Ed, knock yourself out. But I want to get you a T-shirt, art of your choice, anything from the download section or anything that we've put out on a T-shirt before.
No, you've said TV. I've just ordered Ed a Sony Triniton 32-inch CRT.
Wow. I'm a bit jealous of his prize. Okay, so he's got that. The thing is, we've just totally made it worthless by covering it in a UCP decal, because that was also part of my missed speak. So, so that's all that done. Thank you to everybody that got involved, and thank you to everyone that submitted. Retro Ads is still played on a loop. Probably one of the most insane. And if you want a full-time job, not that we've got much wage at the UCB, if you want to bang out videos like that on a weekly basis, dude, you got a license to print money as far as I'm concerned. So thank you very much to everybody involved, and congratulations to the winners. Scott, I'm like legs akimbo now, laid prostrate on the floor with a list of gamers that I need to read out and thank. Obviously, I haven't been on for a wee while, but we normally go roundabout. And the question is, do you want to go first or second?
I'll come in first, because I can't have you bigging up your own fan club. So a big thank you to our winner from last week's quiz, and that was Carlos. One man George fan club.
He's a winning machine, isn't he, really? Let's face it. That guy just does not stop. So fair play to you. Up next, I'll tell you one thing. if you've ever thought I'm going to dabble in stocks and shares, if you've ever wanted to have a go on the penny stocks, if you've ever thought to yourself, I'm tired of working but need to find another way to make myself financially viable, you could do no worse than follow Firm Returns. He's on Twitter. He's the guy that's going to let you know when the Apple stock rises. He's also going to guy to let you know to invest in pig bellies. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Who's next?
Up next, we have got Trestles, New York, all the way from across the pond, East Coast, baby.
We talk of pig bellies, but probably the finest pork you'll ever find. Up next. Now, this man, he goes by the name of Roast Space Monk, but on the streets,
give him a porking.
I mean, get me second in the queue. But on the streets of Tokyo, he's feared by the men with tattoos across their back because this man is willing to sit and play through every single Yakuza game and finish it 100%. This guy's played more Mahjong in Yakuza, Sky, I would argue, than you've ever played games.
Another game I need to play, Yakuza. That's in the backlog. Crikey,
mate,
you've reminded me.
You would love that.
I know I will. I know I will.
So there's Roast Space Monk.
This next one, though, George, I need you to, because you're back, I need to pay my respects. I'm just going to salute. I want you to do this next one.
Everybody stand up, sing. Italian flag, national anthem.
Italian emoji. Right.
What a hero.
Bada
Just stood Bada Binkster, which means that I keep my ever-degrading turkey teeth in, so I mount and ride this absolute stallion of a man. It's Tingle Tuna.
And I did say thank you earlier, but I cannot say thank you enough to Digital Monkery for putting on a fantastic quiz. I played along. It was really, really good fun. He does a lot. He does a lot for us. He does the challenge accepted. And I tell you what, I haven't been able to even get on the scoreboard because I just can't seem to. I've tried about 100 games and I can't get on there.
I'm not even willing to put my shame out there. But one thing I want to, while we're in the moment of thanking DM, the mighty DM, who's done some great work behind the scenes on securing the cards against UCP, which are absolutely amazing. So thank you to you for that, sir. But also to Bobolo. But you don't panic, mate. We'll get to you properly. Don't think we ain't going brown on you. But I want to just say to you and Digital Monkery, thank you so much for what you do with the Discord. You're the silent sheriff, so you're not in there waving things in people's face saying, you can't say this, that, or the other. You police it well with a style of what I would call maturity and fairness. Absolutely wonderful pair of guys. We're very lucky to have them there, maintaining the Discord and doing all the things that I can't even do. And I had to call them out the other day, like the AA, because I tried to put a GIF, it didn't work. I tried again to put a GIF, it didn't work. They came down, they did some magic. One of the GIFs worked. I give up. The Discord's beyond my ability. C:// say hello on Discord, and I'm done. Who's next? Oh, it's me, is it? Fine.
It's Bobolo.
No. I just in my praise of the Discord sheriffs, I ran roughshod all over the wonderful board border.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Who? How dare I miss? So up next, Scott, who we got?
Going Brad.
I love it. Although, no, I don't. I'm going to be straight with you now. I'm a bit nervous of the insinuations. So I think going forward, going pink, I think is probably the right message.
But yeah, it's safer. It's definitely safer.
Yeah, I just don't. No, to be honest, he's going brown. Up next, my immortal gaming son. He rises to every challenge. He's like the Jeff Capes of the gaming world. You've met him now. You know how strong he is. He's insanely strong. He's like Samson.
What a guy.
He
broke my hand when I shook it.
I tell you
It's
what.
broken. That's why I'm wearing this cast. It's broken, George. He literally broke my hand in Nottingham.
Hey, mate, you think you're...
I said, why did you do that? And he whispered in my ear, that was only at 80%, mate. Apparently it's an 80% handshake.
Which meant inverse. It was the inverse. It was only at 20%.
Oh.
Now I just want you to bear a moment for Mrs. Ginny. If he did that to you, shaking your hand, What's left of her digits when he holds her hand round Lidl? His kid jumps up for a hug and he crushes it damn near after death. Okay?
I where he's going with that.
You've got to remember, right? Ginge is so strong, but he's so strong he can't engage with the people that he loves because he fears he might kill them.
One more thing on Ginge, because I can't let this go, and I need to bring this in. I need to bring this up every time he does it, because I'm so impressed. I've opened up the Discord. Ginge got another platinum. He's up to platinum 708, and that's for Psychonauts 2. I just feel like we need to honour every platinum he gets in the show, because it's getting somewhere near unhuman-like, and that is just an awesome achievement. So well done, Ginge. Platinum 708. Congratulations.
Well done, Ginge. He gets through 8 controllers per day.
I think he is a controller, The nipples are the Joy-Cons. I don't think he uses a controller. I think he is the controller.
Do you think he's wireless or is he wired?
I think he's hardwired into the router at all times. He's literally, I think his middle name's Ethernet cable. Well, who have we got next? I've lost myself in my own waffle here. Oh! Harvey Retro. Harvey Retro.
Mate, I'm still reading from his name being Ethernet. I mean, what the...
Is it Ethernet? I don't know how you pronounce it. I'm from Essex.
No, I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be. Oh, mate, because one of my favourite things is you talking about the launch, because you say it slightly differently to me. Not that it's right or wrong either way, right? I think I love the way you say it. So you're talking about the Switch 2 launch, and I was like, oh, Scotty, don't stop. I'm like, oh, just keep talking. I love it. I want it. I want it in my life. And to those who haven't heard him talk about it, go back in the back catalogue, because nothing will warm your cockles as much as the mighty Scott. Marathon Gaming, the main dude. Right, I'm dry. Let me wipe up. Right, who's next? Where do we get to? Oh,
so we got Harvey Retro, and then big thanks to Harvey Retro, and then also this next lady. She appeared on the quiz last week.
What did she? Where was she calling in from though? Because I thought that she was busy in Antarctica pushing the show with the penguins.
You didn't hear. So she's actually she tried to put the penguin on the flight.
Oh God, I thought you were going to say something serious. No. I was like, oh mate,
no. She didn't check in with customs. So unfortunately, she's actually being detained at the moment.
What about the penguin? Because he's going to be next week's guest.
She's being detained with the penguin.
Oh damn it!
Yeah, we'll have to work out the logistics, but she's still listening. So big shout out to Emma Sharp.
Yeah, and thanks to Pete the Penguin as well, because I'll be honest with you, I thought that for once we were going to be cutting edge, getting the Penguins' take on gaming in 2025. Who else is doing that?
Apparently, Emma's just writing jokes on the back of the penguin, all up his back. It's just got different jokes there, and as you go through the fur, there's little one-liners.
A little fold of skin.
Fold the skin over.
Butterfly wing, mate. That's what it is.
Right, up next, we need to stay away from Germany on this one.
Oh,
where is he, George? Where is he?
Well, I've scoured Germany from top to toe, and I tell you where he's nowhere near. He's nowhere near there. Now, I know there's been a bit of contention recently because we always put him here and we put him there and we put him too close, generally, to Germany. Geographically, we put him too close. And there's been a bit of contention about this. So I'm going to stick him in Bolivia.
I'm happy with that.
We can categorically then say he's nowhere near Berlin.
I agree. He's nowhere near Berlin. I've sent scouts out, George. I've paid Boba. I paid Board. I've paid a lot of people to go and scout where he is. I don't know if you heard, but RGT ordered the AirPod tags. AirPod tags? I'm old. I don't know what it's called.
I don't
Those
really care.
I don't know. We use triangle technology to work out where he is, but we can't be able to find him. And I'll tell you how we ordered them. They got approved at expenses from our very own Mumsy. So this is the part where we say, thank you, Mumsy, for spending that pocket money on those AirTags.
I'll tell you what, mate. I'll tell you now, straight now, dead in the eye. If ever podcasts don't work out as a medium, right, I think there's a job for you and I in hospital radio. Midnight shift, admittedly, but there's definitely, the way you just slipped into Mumsy, Mate, who am I to get him between you and that?
Do not ever say me slipping into Mumsy in the same sentence ever again. That was a one-off, George, and I had a lot to drink. All right? You don't need to keep bringing that up, especially on the podcast. People will hear and get the wrong idea.
I'll be honest with you. Everyone
Hey, what happens in Norwich stays in Norwich.
Everyone in the shared house would have believed that if you hadn't fell asleep in it and then, I always fit in my sleep, George. Like Scott, everyone knows that's not true. You never did that when you fell asleep in me, so what's the difference? What's next?
Well, this is what happens every Christmas. We get shut down Royal Mail postal stripes because the bloody RGT fan club gets so much post that no one can send a letter. Everyone has to go to DHL, Amazon, FedEx. Can't think of any others. So I'll have to move on and just say big shout out to the RGT fan club.
Yeah, begrudgingly. Do you know what? They're not bad scores. Really.
Begrudgingly. Listen, you've got a fan club. RGT's got one.
I've got one man.
Mumsy gives me a pat on the back. Mind you, she did let me slip in there, so I can't be too
come on,
too
mate.
ungrateful.
Yeah, pick the currency you want to get paid in and then stick with it. You either want slaps on the backs or weird sleeps. I don't know. You can't get paid in both.
Weird sleeps. Brilliant. He had a weird sleep. Up next, we have got
listen.
That's one for you. I can't
Ginge
say
and Pete Brocklehurst met in the street.
Yes.
It would literally be the sort of thing that gives. And I'm not talking Mickey Mouse earthquakes in Russia and everyone goes, oh, tsunami threat, stand by, and everyone watches a 6-inch wave lap on the beach. If Pete Brocklehurst and Ginge butted up to each other, we're talking 200-mile high tsunami. We're talking the end of human civilization.
We're talking Ryu and Ken face to face in downtown Brooklyn, hitting just two fireballs coming at each other. And as they merge into one, the whole, I'm getting really into this visually.
I'll tell you where
Time stops still.
I'll tell you where I fell off. I fell off here because you said like Ken and Rhea. I was like, I'm on board, and then you went downtown Chicago, and I thought you were going to say Downton Abbey, and I was like, mate, this is the crossover I never saw.
I said downtown Brooklyn. I should have said Chicago, but that wouldn't happen in Chicago. Are you still watching Downton Abbey? You still watching?
Who's not watching that? It's amazing. It's the best show that ever.
I can't believe it's still a tab in the Discord.
Mate, if you ever went to look on that tab, you'll notice it's where I send myself memes. Up next is hashtag true and lonely story. Up next is a guy that's literally made out of a yeast extract. From head to toe, top to bottom, this guy is loved or hated. It's Billy Marmite.
And then last but not least, my favourite Pryke of all of the Prykes, that is Simon Pryke. And Simon, whatever you are doing, I hope you're having a good time. And thank you for supporting the show. And I want to know what games you're playing. Be good to hear from you.
Thank you to everybody who messages in. We love you. We're very grateful. Humbled still. If you want to get involved in this, there's a little thing at the bottom. No pressure. Click it. Support the show. Don't support the show either which way. You'll still get access to it. But there's loads of things you're missing out on. The first one is the Discord, and it's totally free. So get on board. We want to see lots of you. It's a big growth year this year, mate. So I'm very excited. I'm basically padding because it's my first week back and I've been slapped.
Well, I'm gonna build it. I'll build it up for you, George. Right? Okay. I'll set the scene.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. It's this.
Right. It's this again. So I've got my good friend of mine, Zangief, beautiful guy. I tell you what, ripped as well. Very ripped. I've seen him in real life.
Yeah. Because are we changing his name because it's down here as obese Zangief, and now I know.
I'm saying sexy Zangief. Right. Anyway, sexy Zangief. He's walking to CEX. He's pretty happy. Sex, if you will, is how it's pronounced on the advert. Don't give me a strike on YouTube. That's just how it's pronounced. It's sex. Everybody loves sex.
Totally fine.
So he's walking there. He's getting his favourite game. He's walking out the shop. Now, unfortunately, the game he's picked up is Harvestella 2, which apparently is not going to be made. RGT's very upset because Square Enix aren't going to work on it. And he's got the only copy. It's one of one. RGT's so upset with Sexy Zangief that he's actually popped out his little... He's seen him across the car park. He's popped out his little butterfly wings. He's flying through the air.
Sake.
He sees Sexy Zangief and he squawks. He goes... He flies down, he swoops, and he picks up Sexy Zangief, and he drops the game, and he just takes off with Zangief. Meanwhile, you walk out next door, a Superdrug, you've got free deodorant for £1. Oh, it's Savers, free Lynx Africa for £1. You're saving money, and you're going on a date next week, right? So you've got some money for Mumsy. I don't know. We'll get to that side story in a minute. Anyway, and you see across the car park, RGT with its moth wings picking up sexy Sangeef, and all you can say is 3, 2, 1.
Sexy Zangief.
Excellent.
I'm looking at a grown ass man. I mean,
it's the wings flapping that puts you off. The noise. It's like two fires chafing together.
I don't know what I don't like it. I'll be honest with you. Since you put that mind image out there, it's haunted me the whole show. But I've looked up on a roof of an abandoned charity shop, and up there is a grown man, ripped, sexy, who's just lost his new Switch game, very rare, one of one, while a grown man with, according to you, a fin for a rear tail area and these, I mean, I don't know how many wings, because every time a copy of Harvestella gets sold, he's got a wing. So he's got like 200 wings that he's flapping feverishly like a... Mate, the whole image is gross, which is why I was like, Fat Zangief? What am I looking at here? What an image. What a wonderful image. With that all said and done, genuine thank you to everybody out there. You're absolute heroes. And we couldn't do the show without you. Well, we wouldn't do the show without you. We should put it that way. Thank you to each and every one of you. To all those out there that listen, that don't support, that's totally cool. You're sitting in the cheap seats, bro. Some would say you've made the financial decision that was right for you. And I agree. But if you haven't got a spare couple of pounds rattling around, and that's literally all it is a month, right? It's in dollars. It's not even real money. Clickety-click at the link at the bottom of the show, wherever you get it, podcast provider, and go there. Now, the only thing left to do to wrap up the business of this episode is for me to ask you what you're hoping to play.
Nothing but Harvestella. I'm going to stick through it because I want to complete it. I don't complete a lot of games, George, and I'm really... Don't give me them eyes. Don't give me them eyes. I'll shoot right into them with my love gun. I've just got to complete it. I have to. I'm so invested in it. Square Enix has done a beautiful thing here. And then what I want to play after it, and what I'm hoping to play, is I want to get on Ruined Factory, because when you watch reviews on YouTube from different content creators, they say they take a lot of the mechanics from there. I want to play that, and I'm thinking, do I like farming games? So now I want to play Cattle Country. So that's kind of the backlog. Yes, I want to play a Yakuza game. Yes, I want to get back on Donkey Kong Bonanza. Yes, I want to get in a Game Pass. Yes, I want to play Mafia. There's a lot to play. I'm also sorting out my games room, which means I'm finding retro games I didn't know I had. Spoiler alert, I got home today and a friend rang me up. I said, Sco, he said, I've been working in an old loft today. I found a game under some insulation in someone's loft. They didn't know anything about it. It was a Nintendo 64 game, and he posted it through. I've got a copy of WWF No Mercy for free that a friend found in a loft. Mate. So there's a lot going on in my household. And but it's all on pause, because I've got to go full on Harvestella. If anyone's playing Harvestella, please let me know in Discord, because I'm itching to have Harvestella friend. But that's for me. I just want to know, George, what are you hoping to play this week?
Oh, mate, pin your logos back. So, listen, I've got a front row seat to what is possibly one of the most beautiful gaming moments ever of watching my beloved play some Persona 4. We talk through the battles together. I'm like, oh, heal now and do this and that and the other. And it's a quite nice couple activity, I'll be honest with you. Other than that, there's going to be some more Death Stranding 1, because we're both playing through that in our spare time, so we're ready for when we sit down properly and play Switch 2 on Death Stranding 2 on the big screen. There'll be some Witcher 3. There's no doubt going to be some MLB on the Switch as well and on the PlayStation, because I'm just supporting the punishment. And with all that said and done, I think that draws a line under my gaming experience. Oh, hopefully if I can get 2 seconds on my Switch 2, I'm going to put in, obviously, the aforementioned Cattle Country that RGT sent to me, so we can all be Cattle Country buddies together. More than I'll say. So I'm humped, pumped, and greased up, roasted, toasted, and fresh for whatever the next half of 2025 brings me. And it gives me much joy to share it not only with you, Scott, with everybody who's listening now. That random guy driving down the M4, he's like, these guys are all right. Screw it. They're going in the rotation. Beautiful. I believe, Scott, the only thing that's left for me to do is thank you for your time, you most generous, lovable man, to point everyone in
Welcome
the
back,
direction.
and thank you.
Everyone must go in the direction. Bloodhound, like Scott's YouTube channel, is massive. And if you're the last to get on board with it, well, shame on you. But if you sneak in now while they're still amassing great strength, you might sneak in as one of the people that weren't joining it when it got cool. Now would be the time to get on board and go global with possibly the greatest Switch channel. You can take your switched up and flush them down the toilet. Yeah, your friends of mine, I don't give a rat's ass. I crush them like bugs under my feet. They fall at the mountain that is Marathon Gaming. Everybody get on there. We're lucky to have a superstar like this man on the show, not only just saying hello to us, but engaging in some form of dialogue. He's the real deal. Thank you very much for your time, Scott. You're a very busy man. The fact that you find time to come on here and prat along with this absolute waste of a man, it's humbling, to say the least. And the listeners are the true winner. And that's all we have time for this week, listeners. As always, thank you for your time. We'll look forward to the pleasure of speaking to you again next week. Until then, happy gaming. Remember, there's nothing wrong with being given an official controller. It's what you do with it that counts. See you, Scott.
Bye.